Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Gary. Today we're going to talk about some topics. So be sure to get a little something to drink, a little snack, and we're going to talk about some things that's going on. Be sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Orbiting Live. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'd love to have you. I love talking to you guys. Leave me a comment down below on your opinions about this video. You can also send me a message on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. Subscribe to my channel. Turn on bell notifications, all that stuff that all the YouTubers tell you to do all the time. And now we're going to get into the topic of this video. I have seen lately that, actually tonight, so I was asleep, I woke up, and of course I get my coffee and I get on YouTube and I look at videos and I get caught up on everything that I missed. I saw a video from Peter Monn who talked about a lot of things going on in his life, about a video that he posted. Peter Monn had a video called Am I Bothered? And he had talked about the Shane Dawson series finale and talked about all the drama channels that were on there and people receiving pallets, things like that. And he didn't receive a pallet, he wasn't in the video, and he just kind of discussed those topics. But something interesting that he brought up, he talked about how growing up he had dealt with, being bullied and never fitting in with the cool kids. And then you always have in the back of your head that you always kind of want to be that, But that's not necessarily who you are as a person. You're not necessarily the same as everybody else, even though in your mind you may think that. But when you grow up and you have people telling you you're not good enough, or you don't fit in with the cool kids, or you're overweight, or you're gay, or in Peter's instance, he is sober. He's been sober for a very long time now. And congratulations on that, Peter, if you happen to be watching this video. I think that's fantastic. I really enjoyed watching his video because he touched on a lot of things that I felt were very important. And it's kind of interesting that I watched this video first and then I watched another video discussing some stuff that was going on Twitter. But I want to say from experience myself, I have a hard time with that myself. When you get bullied for being overweight, or people picking on you for being overweight, or being gay, or someone that likes makeup, or anything really, it could be anyone for anything. That stuff sticks in your brain, and you think about that your entire life. I'm a 42-year-old man. Apparently my computer wants to update a bunch of stuff, so it needs to calm down. I'm trying to record a video here, okay? Anyway, we have, all these things that happen to us as we're growing up or through our life, whether it be, 2 days ago or 16 years ago. That stuff sticks around in your brain and always makes you feel like, am I worth it? Am I enough? And, you kind of deal with that through your life and you try to overcome that. And you may not even talk about it. You may not even tell people that's kind of what's going in your mind and the things that you think about. And it's hard. It's hard to, get away from that. So it's very important that we realize that sometimes our words and actions affect how other people handle things. And it's important to try to be a good person. I guess that's what it boils down to. But it's interesting that he brought that up because it brought up a lot of things with me. And, it's people can take into it that you want to be popular, so you do certain things, or you want to do this because you want to be a certain way. But that doesn't necessarily mean that's who you are. That's not really a thing that's necessary. Just because everybody else is doing it doesn't mean literally everyone wants to do it. I kind of have this weird mentality sometimes with technology especially, and I don't know why, but I tend to steer away from the stuff that everybody else is doing as far as technology. So everyone has an iPhone. I don't have an iPhone because everyone has one, and I have my own issues with that. But I don't know. It's just this mentality that I have given myself over the years, and it's hard to break out of. And I have a problem with relationships because of, I keep thinking in the back of my head about, am I good enough? I'm overweight. Am I attractive enough to this person? And it's stuff that I've worked on, and it's stuff that I'm a lot better at. But through my life, it's things that I've always dealt with. And public perception is a hard thing. And even though you can say it doesn't bother you, it is always in the back of your head. There's always something in the back of your head asking yourself, are you good enough? It's just trying to break those boundaries and to know that your self-worth is good enough. And this stems into, I wrote a lengthy response to Peter on his video, and I appreciated everything he talked about. And it had a lot to do with some other stuff too about his videos and the type of person he is and the type of content he wants to make, and the ability to, be a neutral person when it comes to talking about stuff, because he is a drama channel. So he needs to report about the drama, and that's the stuff he likes to report about. And he just talked about how when you become friends with people, it's harder to report on things being unbiased because you do kind of have your own opinions about things. So it's just interesting seeing his take on it, and I completely understand where he's coming from on that. So as someone who does makeup, on this channel, amongst other things, it is one of those things, like if people send me free stuff, like I said, I've only had a couple companies send me stuff. And it does, in your head, you think, are people going to actually believe what you're saying, or are you just trying to sell products? But I'm the type of person that I'm very honest, but I also believe things work for other people differently than they might work for me. So I could say, this product didn't work for me, but that doesn't mean it doesn't work for you. But it's also me not trying to just shill products out, to people. As someone who does videos and post reviews and first impressions, I buy 97% of the stuff that I have, and I spend a lot of money. And to get products from another company for review or just to showcase, I mean, to me, that's a benefit because that's less money that I have to spend. That doesn't mean I'm not going to be any less honest about them. I mean, if they don't work for me, or maybe I won't even do, content on that. But the problem I have too is that, people always want to see the newest stuff. So if you try to get, like, for instance, the conspiracy palette and the mini controversy palette from Jeffree Star, I was on that website for over 3 hours. I'd stayed up late just so I could get it because it was the middle of the day. I had to work that night, and I wound up losing 3 to 4 hours of sleep, and I didn't even get it because the site crashed and all that stuff. That's a whole other story, but it just, I think it kind of depends on the person, and it's hard to trust people. I guess you just have to know that person and you're watching, and to me, it's easy to see when people are pulling wool over your eyes, sort of thing. So I don't know. It's just interesting. You should go watch this video. I'll try to link it down below. It's called Am I Bothered? It's by Peter Monn. But then, so when that one was done, there was a video by Nick Snider, and he says, I want to apologize, or what is it called? I want to apologize, or I messed up. And he said he's not monetizing it. But he talked about how, so apparently there was Rich Lux, who you all know, which I subscribed to. I watch Rich's video quite a bit. I guess Rich had posted something about the new series that James Charles will be doing and who he thought the judges were going to be. And as you know, Rich has specific names he calls people. So there's like Manny Mua, and there's Laura Leach and things like that. And I guess Manny's dad went under there and did a 6-post Twitter kind of, I don't know if you call it a rant, but just explaining to him why saying things online can be hurtful to people. And I'm seeing a couple of these videos that people feel like that, A, he didn't have the right to do that, and B, that people just need to get tougher skin. I kind of have an issue with that. I like drama channels. I talk about drama on my channel. So I don't have a problem with that. I like joking around with stuff, and I like being funny too. But Manny's dad, he felt a certain way and wanted to post something. I think it was a very good post. He just talked about how, Manny's really changed and it's been a year and Laura has too. They stayed in their own lanes. They haven't bothered any people this past year. They've not been any drama whatsoever, but we're still continuing using these names for people. And I found it interesting that people are saying, oh, they just need to get tougher skin. We should be able to do that. But no, because you're in the public eye. And I think you absolutely should call people out on their bullshit. I think if there is stuff that they're doing that is inappropriate or affects the public or stuff the public should know about them, absolutely. I mean, you're a drama channel. That's part of your job, right? I don't think that's the issue. I think from someone who's older, like myself, because I'm older, I guess maybe I have a different mentality on how this stuff is. What he was saying to me, he wasn't telling them not to report about things or have their own opinions. He was just saying, why are we still doing this name calling? Why are we still adding derogatory names to people? Because I think there's a huge difference. There's a huge difference from reporting the tea and what's going on and your opinions about stuff to actually name calling someone. And Rich has called them this for a very long time, for over a year or so. And, sometimes you just don't think about it until someone calls out. Now, Nick had said something in regards to this whole Twitter drama. He mentioned he put in parentheses, reformed homophobe, because if you don't know, Manny's dad used to be very homophobic. He is not anymore. He's learned a lot. And that's what happens when you have people in your life. You change. Everybody changes. So Nick had made a comment about that. And I don't know. I just saw these couple of videos of people saying that I don't know, I just feel like people just need to have thicker skins. I said, I don't agree with that. I think that there's a way to spill the tea without derogatory comments. And everyone takes things differently. And as someone who has heard things throughout my life that has stuck with me, why are we going to these schoolyard tactics to call people these names and blah, 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 blah? It's a little different when you know people and you're friends with them, because I give my friends and family a hard time and they do it back to me, and it doesn't bother me. But when it's coming from complete strangers, you kind of just think, why? Why are people saying that to me? That you don't know me. You're not my best friend. You don't have a right to call that to me because you don't know what I've been through. But it also, as someone who has a bunch of followers, you say stuff like that. What does that show your audience? Not just the tea, just the derogatory comments. That it's okay to give derogatory comments to someone. So for me, I just think it's more about be sassy, be crazy, spill the tea. But gosh, you guys, we've got to stop with these derogatory comments towards people. And maybe recognize when people have changed and maybe make videos about that and be like, what, it's been a year. Let's look at that. I'm not saying these people are perfect. I'm not saying that they don't have any trauma going on in their life. I'm not saying that at all. But we always want to focus on the negative, and we can do with some uplifting sometimes too. And we don't have to do these derogatory comments about people, about their appearance. I hear a lot about Jaclyn and her appearance. And her appearance has changed. She's even addressed that her appearance has changed. She understands that. But as long as we're not being completely rude and hateful and derogatory towards people, it's part of the internet. I don't know. What is your guys' opinion on this? I kind of have this, I don't know, from someone who's grown up with this stuff. And like I said, I can take people being sassy with me, being crude, calling me certain things or whatever. I get it. I can take that. But it's also, like I said, different when it's public and it's coming from someone that would be like newscasters. Newscasters are supposed to report the news, but do they call people names? They might report that someone's been called a name, but it's not, I don't know. What do you think? What's your opinion on these topics? I just kind of, it just struck me. This wasn't even going to be the video that I recorded, but I'd watched two videos back to back that kind of dealt with all this stuff. So I just thought it was interesting to see how people were talking about it. And it kind of floored me that, you know, some people I've watched, there was more than just those two, but I'd watched several that were kind of like, well, this, it should be like this. And everyone's different. Everyone has, you know, some people can take a joke, some people can. And sometimes that joke gets old and you need to move on because people do change. You know, I don't know. I'd just love to know your thoughts on it. I just think it's interesting, and you know, I don't want harm for anybody. I wish everyone the best. I don't think we should attack people and call them things. I got heated when I couldn't get the Jeffree Star palette, but I didn't call him names. I didn't call Shane names. I know it wasn't their fault. You know, I think maybe we should have invested in more stuff for the internet or whatever, but that's a whole other thing. But yeah, so that's kind of my topic. That's what I wanted to talk about today. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I wanted to talk about it. So yeah, leave your thoughts and opinions down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to think about that. What you have to say about that. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, Orbiting Live. You can also reach me on there. You'll see pictures of everything that I put up. Subscribe to my channel if you like this content or you want to see some different stuff. My next video should be a haul video. I'm waiting on like 4 or 5 packages to come in, which is super exciting because you know I love doing haul videos. And then hit that bell notification so you can get, I had to think about it. I was like, what is that called? What? They gotta hit something? I don't know. Hit the bell notification so you know every time I upload a new video. Hope everyone has a great day, evening, night, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.